It's just kind of who I am. I want to pour into my team as much as possible, and I'm pretty in tune with my body. I can read a room pretty well, and so when I see we're lacking a
Everyone assumed they knew exactly why Sophie Cunningham joined the Indiana Fever to protect Caitlin Clark, serve as the team's enforcer, and make sure the rookie was never left defenseless. But Cunningham recently revealed something that completely changed how people viewed their partnership. This wasn't a last-minute decision or a simple basketball move. It was a mission that had been building for nearly 6 years, and few realized how deeply personal her motivation truly was. When Indiana acquired Cunningham from the Phoenix Mercury in February 2025, the message seemed obvious. Clark had endured a brutal rookie season filled with hard hits, controversial fouls, and little protection from officials. From Kennedy Carter's infamous shoulder check to dangerous collisions involving Breanna Stewart, Ari McDonald, and Diamond DeShields, Clark repeatedly found herself on the floor, while referees often let the physical play continue. She finished her first month among the league leaders in fouls drawn, and despite Coach Christie Sides reportedly sending game footage to the WNBA requesting better officiating, little appeared to change. Indiana needed more than complaints. It needed someone willing to stand up for their superstar, and Sophie Cunningham fit that role perfectly. What many fans didn't know, however, was that Cunningham had spent years becoming exactly that kind of competitor. A Taekwondo black belt from childhood, she embraced toughness from an early age. She even stepped in as a high school football kicker when her team needed one, proving she never backed down from a challenge. Throughout her career, people often described her as aggressive, but that relentless mentality became her greatest strength. Starting as a second-round draft pick, she fought for every minute on the floor in Phoenix, eventually developing into a reliable double-digit scorer and trusted veteran who understood exactly what it took to succeed in the WNBA. Before reaching the pros, Cunningham built an outstanding college career in Missouri, becoming the program's all-time leading scorer while averaging 17 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 3 assists across 129 career starts. She led the Tigers to 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances, earned multiple All-SEC honors, received AP All-America recognition twice, and finished her senior season as the nation's only player to combine elite scoring, rebounding, three-point shooting, and free throw production at such a high level. Even with those accomplishments, critics continued labeling her as overly physical and confrontational. But Cunningham never changed who she was. After Phoenix selected her 13th overall in the 2019 WNBA draft, she wasn't handed a starring role. Veteran injuries forced her into difficult situations early, and although her offensive game took time to develop, coaches consistently praised her effort, hustle, and defensive intensity. By 2022, she enjoyed a breakout campaign, averaging 12.6 points and 4.4 rebounds while delivering several memorable performances, including a career-high 36-point explosion against Minnesota featuring 7 three-pointers and 5 steals. Teammates frequently praised her relentless motor, noting that many of her biggest contributions never appeared in the box score. She became Phoenix's ultimate X factor, the player willing to make every hustle play, hit timely shots, and bring energy whenever her number was called. In the playoffs, and regular season alike, Cunningham repeatedly delivered clutch performances, knocking down critical three-pointers and helping swing close games in Phoenix's favor. Then came June 17, 2025, when Indiana faced Connecticut in a game that transformed Cunningham into one of the league's biggest storylines. After J.C. Sheldon poked Clark in the eye during a heated sequence, Cunningham immediately stepped in, confronting opponents and making it crystal clear that anyone targeting Clark would face consequences. The confrontation quickly became one of the season's most viral moments. Her social media following skyrocketed, merchandise sold out, sports networks replayed the clip non-stop, and fans suddenly viewed her as Clark's fiercest protector. But Cunningham's support didn't stop on the court. She later criticized Commissioner Kathy Engelbert on social media after reports surfaced about comments regarding Clark's impact on the league, arguing that Clark's popularity had dramatically increased television ratings, ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and media attention. Cunningham pointed to the remarkable numbers surrounding Clark's rookie season, insisting that her influence helped elevate the WNBA to unprecedented levels. She wasn't afraid of the backlash because she believed the facts spoke for themselves. Clark's legendary college career had already rewritten the record books, including becoming the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer, producing historic triple-doubles, and leading Iowa to back-to-back national championship games. To Cunningham, those accomplishments weren't just impressive. They proved that Clark had already transformed women's basketball long before arriving in the WNBA, making her someone worth defending both on and off the court. With an incredible 18.9 million viewers, the 2024 NCAA Women's Championship became the most-watched women's college basketball game in history, proving that Caitlin Clark had become a cultural phenomenon far beyond basketball. Her jersey surpassed every other college athlete on Fanatics. She became the first college athlete to sign as a State Farm ambassador, and her NIL valuation climbed to an estimated $3.44 million, the highest among women's college basketball players. Iowa's entire home schedule sold out, generating a record-breaking $3.26 million in ticket revenue. Clark wasn't simply changing records, she was transforming the sport itself. When she entered the WNBA, the momentum continued as she became the first rookie to record a triple-double, won Rookie of the Year, shattered rookie scoring and assist records, and earned all WNBA first-team honors. Yet despite her historic impact, many fans believe the league failed to fully acknowledge how much she had elevated women's basketball. Sophie Cunningham saw it differently and wasn't afraid to say so. She openly defended Clark, challenged league leadership, and consistently criticized officiating whenever she believed Clark was being treated unfairly. Throughout Clark's rookie season, Cunningham repeatedly called out officials for allowing excessive physical play, arguing that dangerous fouls were too often ignored. Even when speaking out risked technical fouls, criticism, or damage to her own reputation, she refused to stay silent. Former NBA star Joakim Noah had even suggested months earlier that Indiana needed a player exactly like Cunningham, someone willing to protect Clark both physically and emotionally, and Cunningham embraced that responsibility without hesitation. She became the voice Clark often couldn't be, saying what many believed the rookie had to keep to herself. But their relationship was about much more than confrontation. Away from the spotlight, a genuine friendship quickly developed. Clark jokingly teased Cunningham's spelling during a golf outing, and Cunningham laughed it off, calling herself a country girl. The two were seen enjoying tournaments together, exchanging playful trash talk, sharing laughs, and spending time off the court like longtime friends rather than new teammates. Their chemistry wasn't manufactured for cameras. It was authentic. That genuine bond made Cunningham's protection even more meaningful because she wasn't simply defending a teammate, she was standing up for someone she truly cared about. Cunningham also proved she wasn't afraid to question the league on broader issues. She publicly criticized several WNBA expansion locations, mentioning cities like Philadelphia, Detroit, and Cleveland as questionable choices. Cleveland's social media team fired back by sharing clips of Clark praising the city, but Cunningham refused to back away from her opinion. By that point, fans already knew she wasn't intimidated by criticism. Whether challenging league officials or responding to social media backlash, she consistently spoke her mind, earning a reputation as one of the WNBA's most outspoken personalities. Her honesty became a defining part of her brand, and her podcast, Show Me Something, grew into a destination for fans looking for unfiltered conversations about the league. Then came the revelation that surprised many people. Long before she ever wore an Indiana Fever jersey, Cunningham had openly admitted she hoped to play alongside Caitlin Clark someday. While still with the Phoenix Mercury in 2024, she said on camera that she was a huge Clark fan and would love the opportunity to share the court with her. Those comments weren't made after the trade or as part of a publicity campaign. They came well before anyone imagined the two would become teammates. Cunningham admired Clark's range, passing, court vision, and ability to change games, recognizing her extraordinary talent before much of the basketball world fully appreciated her impact. Looking back, what seemed like a routine basketball trade was actually the fulfillment of something Cunningham had quietly wanted for quite some time. She didn't reluctantly accept the role of Clark's protector. She genuinely wanted to be part of Clark's journey. That decision became even more remarkable considering Cunningham had signed an extension with Phoenix and often described the organization as her second home. Leaving a franchise she loved wasn't easy, but the chance to play alongside Clark was one she couldn't ignore. She believed in Clark long before billion-dollar media deals, sold-out arenas, and nationwide headlines became the norm. That's the part of the story many people overlook. Cunningham spent years learning behind legends like Diana Taurasi, absorbing lessons about leadership, resilience, and professionalism while patiently waiting for her own opportunity. She understood what it felt like to fight for minutes, overcome criticism, and earn respect through hard work. So when she saw Clark facing relentless physical play and constant scrutiny, she immediately recognized the situation because she'd experienced similar challenges herself. Throughout 6 seasons in Phoenix, Cunningham endured coaching changes, roster turnover, ownership shifts, and countless obstacles. Yet she kept improving until she became one of the league's most dependable role players, a versatile guard capable of defending, shooting, hustling, and making winning plays. Then came the heartbreaking twist. During the 2025 season, Cunningham suffered a serious knee injury after an on-court collision with Bria Hartley, tearing the MCL in her right knee and ending her first season with Indiana far earlier than expected. She later shared on her podcast how devastating it was after waiting so long for the chance to play alongside Clark. Not long afterward, Clark also suffered an injury that sidelined her, leaving both players watching from the bench instead of leading Indiana's playoff push. Fans immediately began wondering what might have happened had both remained healthy. Could they have made a deep postseason run? How much further could they have elevated the Fever? Those questions remain unanswered, but an even bigger one now hangs over the future. Cunningham is eligible to explore free agency, and there is no guarantee she'll return to Indiana. Whether their partnership continues or not, one thing is certain: her belief in Caitlin Clark existed long before it became popular, and that conviction helped create one of the most compelling stories in today's WNBA.